Can I see Michael Bidwell parting ways with a draft pick to get him? Yes. Can I see Sean Payton not being a GM? Yes and no. I think the agreement would have to be I don't need to be the GM in name. I need to be the GM in action or have a significant say in what my roster looks like. And I think that would be I think this goes back to the question of if you can get the head coach first, I'm sure it applies to this. Like if you get him first, then you find a GM who's okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you find a GM first who says, no, 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 this is my team, this is my roster, you find a coach who can deal with that, then we're talking a different ballgame. But I also don't know any GM who's going to say, I don't want to work with Sean Payton. I think that they would be willing to come to a compromise, which Michael also addressed in his press conference. Here's the thing. If you take this roster as is right now, which it won't be this way the second week of March, like this is a 12-win team, in my opinion, with Sean Payton as a head coach.
Mm.
So that's kind of to me the big thing. The elephant in the room is the money. Like I said earlier, like I don't see Michael spending $15 million a year for whatever 5 to 10 years on Sean Payton. I just don't see it.
The roster makeup, you addressed DeAndre Hopkins a little bit earlier. Do you anticipate him being here next season, or do you think that when we do get to March, that's going to be the big key?
I don't expect him to be here next year. And I think that it's something that the Cardinals are going to regret. I think when you have him on the field, it changes the entire complexion of a defense. It changes how teams approach the Cardinals. But I think that the finances are going to get in the way. He's his own agent. He's going to want to get paid. He's probably going to want to win a title somewhere. But at the same time, I could see him looking at the head coach, or whoever the head coach is, and saying, all right, I'm going to make my decision after they hire someone. And if it's a Sean Payton, if it's someone that he believes in, I can see him saying, let's restructure, give me all this money up front, lower my cap number, and let's go win some ball games.
Okay, you said earlier about Kyler Murray that you believe it sounds. I'm not putting words in your mouth. Correct me if I'm wrong. You believe that he is still an elite quarterback within this league. And that said, do you believe that he will be ready? We're not doctors here. October. Do you believe that next year is make or break for him here in Arizona? Let's go through Kyler Murray a little deeper.
So I do think he's an elite quarterback. I don't think that's changed. I think he hasn't been coached properly. And I think that is because Cliff Kingsbury was too soft on him. I think from everything I've heard, he reacts and responds very well to being coached hard. And that is something he did not receive here. So I think you put him with a true NFL head coach, which Cliff Kingsbury was not that. And I think that we could see drastically different results from him.
Mm.
People have asked me, do I think if he's uncoachable or not? And I said, I'm not ready to label him. I do want to see how he does after playing for an actual coach, an actual NFL head coach. If you go, whether it's Sean Payton or somebody else, if 2-3 years from now we have this conversation and we're seeing the same results, then my opinion and my evaluation of him might change. But for now, I think he's an elite quarterback. I think his talents was wasted under Cliff.
Josh Weinfuss with us for a few minutes. Appreciate the time and insight as always at ESPN. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.